Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kingdom Keepers podcast. I am your host, Liz, and with me today I have Kenzi,
Hello.
Taryn,
Hi.
and Jess.
Howdy.
Today, Kenzi is going to tell us all about her perfect Disney day, but first we are going to go around and give some updates on our lives and our Carousel of Progress and discuss some Disney news of the week. Alrighty, does anyone have any exciting updates they want to share?
Yeah, I'll go first. So my birthday is this weekend. Super
Woo!
exciting. It's gonna be my Taylor Swift year. I'm turning 22. Um, so I have this weekend to just hang out with friends and family, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Alrighty, and I just wanted to read some comments that we received on the podcast. So on Spotify, we got two comments. One was from Stacy Ruth Stewart, and she said, "Fantastic! Can hardly wait for more." And then the other one was from Carrie Gaz, and she said, "Great job on your first episode! So excited for more." And on YouTube, we got a comment from Bugatti024, and they said, "Very fun, very chill."
Thank you for the comments. We really appreciate it. We love you.
This week in Disney news, Muppets Vision 3D got a minor update to its special effects. The scene where Waldo explodes now has projection mapped mini Waldos floating on the walls, and the puff of smoke that comes from beside the screen has returned. So it used to have just like a projection of like, it went in a circle. It was just like the Waldo spinning
Hmm.
around in a circle. Now it's projection mapped on the side of the walls. So it like actually looks like they're all random instead of just a circle projection, like light projector. I mean, I love Muppets Vision 3D, so any kind of little update is welcome.
I
I
do love that they're giving some very needed TLC to Muppets, even though, it's not the best thing in Walt Disney World. It's still really cute, and I'm glad that it's receiving, some minor updates, but it makes the show just run a whole lot better.
I I don't like the Muppets. I'm just gonna say it. So I don't watch Muppet 3D. I Yeah, so I couldn't even tell you which scene you're talking about or what. I can't even picture it. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Well, we know what's not included in Kenzie's Perfect Disney Day.
Sorry guys, it's not gonna be on there.
Alrighty, season 2 of Behind the Attraction is coming out on November 1st on Disney Plus. It will have 6 new episodes that features 3 rides, Pirates, Big Thunder, and Indiana Jones, plus an episode about Epcot, one about food, and one about nighttime spectaculars.
Yeah, I love this show so much. Especially since I'm like very interested in the Imagineering aspect of Disney. I think this type of content on Disney Plus is really great, especially for Disney fans. To just not have like the same, movies and shows on Disney Plus, but to add like new content for, really dedicated Disney fans like us. I think it's like really great to have that option on Disney Plus. So I'm really excited for this new season.
My partner is not a fan of Disney by any means, but he loves the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. So I'm so excited to sit down and watch that episode with him, which I think it's going to be the first episode in the season. So maybe he'll be hooked and he'll want to watch all of them.
Yeah, I'm excited for the new season. I really liked the narrator was one of the people from Criminal Minds, which is really cool. So I'm hoping the narrator is who she did a really good job with the last one. So I'm excited to see what the new episodes are like.
I almost got this
Who's
show confused with the Animal Kingdom, like animal show, because I was like, no, Josh Gad is the narrator. No, it is not. Taryn is right.
which character from Criminal Minds voices it?
Emily. Emily Paget, she's oh help me
Wasn't
now.
she the
I think her name
Uh
boss?
is No, her name is Paget like Brewster or something. She played Emily Prentice.
Yes.
She was the dark-haired
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
No.
She combined
Massive
the names.
slay.
I mixed the names up.
Final news item. The new barges for Luminous, the new Epcot nighttime spectacular, were seen in the World Showcase Lagoon. Unlike its predecessor, Harmonious, the barges will move out of the lagoon during the day and will make their way to the lagoon before showtime. Luminous is currently set to debut on December 5th, and I'm excited for this show. I loved Harmonious, but I hated the barges. And so I feel like they're giving us what we wanted with the barges that move. And hopefully they're keeping the same kind of vibe as Harmonious had, because I loved that show. Kenzi and I went to go see it when we were on the DCP, and we stayed in Epcot that night and watched Harmonious. And I think we both cried several times.
Yeah, I would, during my CP, I would just go to Epcot just to watch that show. I am its biggest fan of Harmonious, so um, I'm extremely excited for Luminous. And I personally didn't have an issue with the barges, but I can understand people who did. So I think this is a good, you know, good example of them taking feedback from us and applying it to the next thing. So I think that's cool.
I'm excited. Liz and I will be down there when it premieres, so that will be really cool to see something like new and fresh and be able to like really take it in.
Yeah, I saw it when I went to Epcot a couple weeks ago. I saw the barges and I was very confused. So this actually makes sense why they were out there. I completely forgot they had the new show coming out.
Yeah, because they're doing Epcot Forever right now, aren't they?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't think I've ever seen Epcot Forever in person, and I don't think I want to. So I'm glad that it's going to be there when we go down in December.
Yeah, you're not missing much for sure.
Why do I feel like we did see Epcot Forever? Was that the one with the kites? The
No,
jet ski
that was
kites?
Kite Tales.
No, the jet ski kites in the lagoon.
No, I
That's
think
the
that's
name of
That's
the
I
Animal
think that was
theme.
Kingdoms, babe.
Harmonious. No, no, no. She's
That was
talking. No, no,
Harmonious.
no. She's
No, no,
right.
no.
There were jet ski light up kites during Harmonious.
They were like on jet skis and like holding kites.
And Harmonious?
No, in like a different random show.
We might have seen Epcot Forever then. I do remember that. Anyway,
It must have been. It must not have left that much of an impression on me because I don't remember that.
and with that said, that's it for the Disney news of the week. Today's topic is Kenzi's perfect Disney day. So today, Kenzi is going to walk us through what her perfect Disney day would look like. And since it is a perfect Disney day, we're going to take out the stress of money, lines, and reservations. The only limitation will be park hopping time at 2 is still going to be active, and it has to be somewhat realistic in expectations and timing. So, no free gifts from cast members, no backstage access, and travel between the parks is not instant, so it would take normal travel time. And that's the only rules. So, Kenzie, if you want to kick it off by telling us what Disney resort you'd be waking up in and what you have planned to do first.
Okay, so I've thought a lot about which resort I would wake up in because all the Disney resorts are unique and special in their own way. But for the purpose of having a perfect Disney day, I would be waking up in either the boardwalk or the beach club because they are super close to Epcot. You can walk or take the friendship boats there. So it's just, yeah. Whereas Animal Kingdom Lodge is my favorite resort, you would have to take the bus there. And as much as I love that resort, for the perfect day, we're taking the friendship boats. So that's the resort I'm waking up in, or either of the resorts I'm waking up in. And I would get breakfast at the cafe on the boardwalk. I forget what it's called, Liz. I don't know if you know the name of that cafe, but New, like it's right on the boardwalk. And they usually have some yummy pastries and coffees.
I have not been to the boardwalk enough to know the name of that bakery. I know that they're putting in a new cake bakery, but I'm not sure what the actual like bakery that's there right now is called.
It honestly might just be called like bakery. Like it's just super like a generic name, I think.
I think it is literally just called Boardwalk Bakery.
Yeah. Explains why I don't know the name. All right, so after I get, a croissant and a coffee, I'm gonna be on my way to either the friendship boat, or if I am feeling like, getting even more steps in, might as well walk to Epcot because that is my favorite park. So I want to start the day in my favorite park to put me in the best mood possible. So since the boardwalk and the beach club are um, on the, I guess it'd be the north side of the park, um, you end up entering through the International Gateway instead of the front of the park. And so that puts you actually right in the middle of the World Showcase between France and the UK. And this is also perfect for me because I can never decide whether to start in Mexico or Canada for going to the World Showcase. Disney fans love to debate this, and I would love to hear your guys' opinions as a little side thing. But I can never decide. I feel like I do something different every single time. So this just takes the choice off the table for me, which I love, and puts me in between two countries for the International Gateway.
I would start in Canada, but that's for over 21 drink purposes. Um, because if I start with a margarita, then that's it. I'm only drinking a margarita. I won't get anywhere else. So I start in Canada. Um, and I also just kind of like the vibes of Canada in the morning more because usually when you're starting, you're kind of starting off at like 10:30, 11 o'clock when World Showcase is opening up. And I think Canada's a better vibe in the morning, whereas I really like Mexico more towards the evening. And then after that, I kind of loop around back to the front over near Canada to do the fireworks and everything. But giving myself that time in the Mexico pavilion when it's like evening, I think it's really pretty over there. So that's why I prefer to go that way.
Yeah,
See,
we actually, for my friend's 21st birthday, shout out Keely, we started in Mexico. Uh, and yeah, that was an interesting decision because we were already feeling very buzzed by the time we got to, what is it, China next, I think. But yeah, I think Canada's probably the best way to go. But like I said, I always choose a different one each time.
see, I used to be the one that always goes to like Mexico and go around that way. Like before I came there a lot, but now I just go Canada and they're not like the other way, and I don't know why. I think it for some reason I like to go to the Disney store in the in the I can't say America correctly. America Pavilion. And I think in my head that's just like the quicker way, but that just could be me. I don't know why.
Okay, so since you I entered the international gateway between France and the UK, we're gonna take a right and we're gonna go to France to do some shopping. Since I have unlimited money, we're gonna have some fun shopping around because that is one of my favorite things to do in Epcot. I love busy park days. I think it's fun to kind of, do that whole go, go, go thing. But sometimes I have the most fun just kind of, meandering around with my friends and shopping. And, if it's the perfect time for me, it would be during the Food and Wine Festival. Because that way, instead of just having like worrying about like one dedicated meal, for like lunch. That you could just like get snacks like on the way, and maybe a couple drinks. I think that's more fun than to just find a place to sit down for lunch. And so, yeah, that's what the next couple hours would consist of. And of course, when passing the countries, riding the rides, uh, Remy's Adventure, Frozen Ever After, and of course, as Liz calls it, the Mexico boat ride, the Three Caballeros Grand Fiesta Tour. And yeah, I'd also make you guys do American Adventure so I can sing along to uh, Golden Dreams. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I love that song though.
I think that is what it's called. The America. I can't sing anymore for
Yes. Oh my
copyright version,
gosh.
but you know.
I love American Adventure. Yes, it's long. I understand, but we have to take show some love to the Disney choir, the Voices of Liberty. Love them.
I auditioned for them and got rejected, so
Like recently?
like right after I graduated college in December. So it was fine.
Depends if I don't laugh at me.
No, but I love the Voices of Liberty. I definitely agree. American Adventure is kind of slept on, but I enjoy it. I like the AC break, and it's just a nice little
Hmm.
show. But obviously Mexico boat ride, a must.
Yes. I think I have a video somewhere in my Snapchat memories of us just being obnoxiously loud singing singing the Three Caballeros song. Just the two of us in the front row.
What means ay caramba? Oh yes, I don't know.
What would you spend the money on, Kens?
Who? I mean, I love the Japan shop. I think that one's a fan favorite for sure because it I feel like it's never ending. There's always something in there. Like a new room that I was like, this was not here last time. But it's just, you always forget about it. But it's the best shop, I think, in the World Showcase. Um, so probably something from there. Definitely, France. Um, they have the best merch, I think, in the World Showcase. They have like really pretty like hoodies and like that like cursive font. I love it so much. Um, Probably a plushie, some type of animal. There's this really cute Donald one in Mexico. He's wearing a sombrero and poncho thing. Oh my gosh. I every single time I would go there during my DCP, I'd be like, one day I'm gonna buy this Donald, but I never did, unfortunately. All right, time to exit the World Showcase, and we're gonna move on to Future World West and ride test track, and of course, my favorite ride, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And since this is the perfect day, the song I would get while riding this ride would definitely be Everyone Wants to Rule the World, since that is my favorite song to ride this ride to. I think it makes it feel so smooth, so like the vibes are just off the charts during this song and writing it. I feel like the other songs make it really feel fast, and they're still super duper fun. Like I love September, obviously, but I think Everyone Wants to Rule the World would make it the perfect day for me personally.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite song for Guardians of the Galaxy um would be Disco Inferno, and I think it's only because that was the don't look at me like that. I think it's because it was the first one that I got when we went on our cast member preview, me, Taryn, and Maddie, because you had to work that day. Unfortunately, that was rough. I
No, you guys. You guys got conga. I was there for Disco Inferno. That was my
You
first
were
time
there. Oh
riding it.
yeah. I Conga is a vibe, and it was very
I
fun for the
love
first one.
conga.
Yeah, it was really fun for the first one, but I think Disco Inferno, because of how it makes the ride feel, is more fun for me. But I do absolutely love that everybody just starts dancing during Conga. And like everybody, it does not matter how scared anybody is. At the end, they're all like, dun 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 dun, and they're just like waving their arms around. It's so fun.
Yeah, I love most of the rides. I do. This is a little of a hot take, but I do think September's a bit overrated on that ride. I would rather get Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Look at me like that. but yeah, I would love to get Everybody Wants to the World. I think that ride is also just special just because we all had those like cast member previews and just had that like initial reaction of the ride before all the guests were there.
All right, and so after riding Cosmic Rewind, we're gonna head over to Future World East to quickly ride Soren, and then on the way out, of course, ride Spaceship Earth. I love Spaceship Earth so much. She is a must for me. Every single time I go to Epcot, I love riding Spaceship Earth. It is not a nap ride for me, just like American Adventure. I know they're hot takes, but I love them. I don't know why. I love the educational rides, but here we are. And then obviously take some pics with the Epcot ball, prettiest girl in school. And then on the way out, there's this Joffrey's stand, and obviously I'm gonna get Joffrey's. Yeah, everyone who they're all nodding their heads because they know my obsession with Joffrey's. So I have to obviously get Joffrey's before riding the monorail.
I'm surprised you didn't get it at the beginning of the day.
Well, I mean, obviously I would have, but there is no Joffrey's at International Gateway or at Boardwalk, so you know. But I have fit it in a couple times today. So
Yeah, and your obsession with Spaceship Earth is very well known. We had a pillow in our living room in our apartment that said
Oh
"Thank the
yeah.
Phoenicians" with the Epcot ball on it. And every time we went into Epcot, Kenzie said, "Stop! I have to take a picture." And I think you probably have the same exact picture on your phone like 400 times just of the Epcot ball at the exact same angle. So, I mean, yeah, she loves the prettiest girl in school.
you did not need to call me out like that, Liz. She's just so pretty, especially at night. I love the new lights they've added. I will
Listen,
hype
we're
her up
not
to no
bashing
end.
on we're not bashing on the prettiest girl in school. It's
I'm
Yeah,
just fun to
I
scared.
have
know.
fun, take
I'm a little
pictures.
obsessed than the normal amount.
I'm scared of the ride in there. Spaceship Earth. I'm scared of it.
She's afraid of animatronics. We got
Leave
stuck
me
on there
alone.
one time and she literally like slid down as far as she could in her seat because she was surrounded by animatronics. She was like as far down as she could go so she didn't have to see them when we got stopped on there for approximately 2 seconds.
That's all of Disney is animatronics.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly my problem. I literally will wake up in a cold sweat at night and have to have a game plan of how I would be evacuated off of a ride that had too many animatronics because I would actually like rather die than get removed off the ride and have to walk past them.
Is this because of the Kingdom Keepers books? Just like they all
No,
come to
I
life
don't
and try
know.
to attack you?
I don't know what it is. It's a primal fear.
It's always been there. She didn't read the books, I did, but Jessica's always had this fear of animatronics like forever. So, we don't know what it is.
Especially dinosaur animatronics.
I am with you on that one.
Don't. We're gonna fight, so let's not talk about dinosaurs. We can have a whole episode on that, Liz, of me and you going having an argument over dinosaurs,
Perfect. I'll write it in.
and I'll win, but I digress. All right, so it's probably going to be around 3 to 4 around this time, and I said the monorail, so anyone who knows can probably guess. We're heading to Magic Kingdom. That's going to be the final park of the day. Um, Magic Kingdom is probably, it's the darling, it's the favorite for the most part, but it really stresses me out because of how crowded and how little space there is um in that park. But I feel like everyone can agree there's just something about ending your day in Magic Kingdom that is just very special and very nostalgic for me. And I feel very emotional when I end my day in Magic Kingdom. So the perfect day for me would be to end my day there.
As a person who made magic in the Magic Kingdom, I would disagree that that's the best way to end your day. But also, like when I was working there and because the theaters closed an hour before park ended, I would change out of my costume and I would put on normal people clothes and I would be able to walk out of the park through the park to get to the bus stop for the cast members. And so, like, just walking through Tomorrowland at night and grabbing an anti gravity's milkshake and then just walking through and going through Fantasyland to where the bus stop is. It was a vibe, and also like we were there for the era of enchantment instead of happily ever after. So I didn't care for the fireworks show that much, but watching the fireworks without having to be on Main Street and seeing the projections was really cool. So
I thought you would have done Hollywood Studios instead of Magic Kingdom.
Well, I don't know. I Yeah, I mean, I could see how you would think that. I made magic there and I have a soft spot for Hollywood, but I just think that ending my day in magic is just, I don't know, it's a different feel. And so if it's my perfect day, I think I would, end it at magic, even though, most of my other days I try to avoid the crowds. But when I do end my day at Magic, it's something special. And the last time I ended my day with Magic Kingdom was actually with Taryn. Um, so yeah. So the first thing gotta do is walk down Main Street. And since it's me we're gonna grab more coffee at Starbucks. Um, that Starbucks is very busy, but I'm gonna stand in it because coffee. And now I personally like to start my time in Magic in Tomorrowland, and work my way around. Get sorry, Liz, the worst out of the way first, and then save the best for last. But I love Tomorrowland because of Carousel of Progress, of course. I'm gonna include her. Personally, I really just like it because of that new hoodie at the end that says Progress Tech, School of Urban Planning, because I'm an urban planning major and I'm just showing some love. But I think Carousel of Progress is a classic, so we're gonna ride that. We're gonna ride the People Mover. Absolutely love the People Mover. Um, I, it's a must every single time I go to Magic Kingdom. I have to ride that ride. Space Mountain. I've that this used to be my favorite ride growing up. So it's very nostalgic for me. Now, yes, I'm only 22, but as I get older, I realize how much that ride wrecks your body. And I feel like every single time I get off that little rocket thing, I have to like crack my back like 5 times. But we're gonna ride it anyways. And then I also added Tron on the list. It's newer. I rode it my last trip in July. I have a lot of mixed feelings, but we can talk about that in a separate episode. But we're still gonna ride it because if it's the perfect day, I might as well ride as many rides as you can.
I love how you started this offending me and then you made sure to include Carousel of Progress to unoffend me. So,
It's called balance. It's called balance.
I mean, I think if you're going into Tomorrowland and you have the time, you should stop at Carousel of Progress because it's literally the only thing in Disney World that Walt Disney worked on. Like, Walt Disney put his hands on that ride because it came from the 1964 World's Fair. I mean, you have remakes of It's a Small World and all of the other classic Disney rides, but this ride Walt really worked on and it was one of his favorites. And so I think, and because there's not another Carousel of Progress anywhere else, I think that makes it really important to Walt Disney World as seeing the legacy that Walt still wanted us to have.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just I when I went to Disneyland as a kid, I believe I did Carousel of Progress, but I could be completely wrong. So
Yeah,
it's
they used
nice
to
to
have.
see. Yeah, it's nice to see that though. And I definitely can share your mixed feelings on Tron. But yeah, we can delve that into a different episode because I don't want to have Jess and Liz who be totally swayed until they write it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after we're there in December.
Yeah, that's probably for the best because me and Taryn's discussion after I wrote it was very, very interesting, and you all will get to hear it eventually. But for the time being, we're gonna head over to Fantasyland. Okay, we're going to ride the Under the Sea with the Little Mermaid. And then we're gonna do the Mad Teacups because why not? There's no waits for anything. Which meaning we're gonna do Peter Pan's Flight because that wait time is always above an hour. So I feel like I never get to ride it. And I love Peter Pan because I love Tinkerbell. So I have to ride that ride. And then Seven Dwarfs. And then we're also gonna stop at Gaston's and Fantasyland because we're gonna get LeFou's brew. That is one of the things that I love in Fantasyland and Magic Kingdom in general. I think it's a great drink. I actually had it the first time with Liz, if you remember that day, and so that's even makes it even more special to me.
Yeah, I made her try it. I was like, I need to go get a LeFou's brew, and she did not know what that was. And so then I made her get one, and she ended up liking it, I guess, because it's in her perfect day. So I'll take credit for that.
All right, and then after Fantasyland, Liberty Square will pretty much just be riding Haunted Mansion, and then looking in the Memento Mori shop to spend more money, do some more damage. I feel like there's always something in that shop that I want. I love the Haunted Mansion, so I mean, I guess it makes sense. But there's always like the coolest things in that shop, and they do have a pretty cool pin board. It's like in a tombstone, and I like pin trading, so that's always a fun stop to go into. And then next, we're gonna go to Frontierland, which is one of my favorites in Magic Kingdom. And we're gonna ride one of my two favorite rides at Magic Kingdom. They're pretty much even. This one might be a little bit higher on my rankings, but we're gonna ride Thunder Mountain, and this is also Jess's favorite ride, so she gets it. She gets it. And I absolutely love this ride, and it's always so fun before takeoff to yell the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Do you prefer it in the daytime or do you prefer it at nighttime?
Hmm. Well, since my perfect day, this is an evening. I guess it would be evening. I do love the daytime though. I think it's really fun either or, but nighttime it's really cool. And I feel like I always go on it when the fireworks are going off, or at least I did during my CP. So I think now I'm kind of biased towards nighttime.
I would say nighttime as well. Nighttime is my favorite time to ride it. It feels faster. You notice all those like little details in the town, and it just is so fun because you never know where you're going and it's dark, but it's like so it's just so good. It's such a good ride.
I like Friday in the night to see the fireworks, but you don't see the goat. The goat is the most iconic part of the whole ride. You just see the goat and then you go past it.
That's a fair point, Taryn. That's a fair point. I don't know if it's enough to sway me towards daytime over nighttime, but the goat, he is special. Do we? Does he have a name? Have the fans named him? Do we know that? No.
I don't know if the Imagineers named him, or if the fans have named him, but I believe I remember in the trailer of the new season of Behind the Attraction, they talk about the goat, so maybe we'll find out there.
Yeah. Little promo for that show.
I'm so excited
But
for that show.
oh my gosh, it's gonna be so great. All right, so we're going to end our day, the perfect day, in Adventureland. This is just the best. I've had the best experiences ending my day in Adventureland, especially because Pirates of the Caribbean is my other favorite ride in Magic Kingdom, and Skipper's Canteen is my favorite restaurant at all Disney property, across all Disney property. I love Skipper's Canteen. My when my parents picked me up from my DCP, we ate there at my last time being in Magic Kingdom before I left, and it was just so good. They carry over that same kind of humor from Jungle Cruise into that restaurant, and I just think it's always so funny when it's not just like a normal restaurant experience, kind of like Whispering Canyon Cafe. I think it's always so cool when the cast members are have like a story behind that they follow, and I just also love the food. I mean, obviously, so and ending my day in Adventureland is also really important to me because my family always had a tradition where for the last ride of the day, and usually the last ride of the trip, because my mom always liked to end our trips at Magic Kingdom, we would always ride Pirates of the Caribbean. So as I've gone to Disney on my own without my family, I've always like subconsciously like carried on that tradition of trying to ride Pirates Caribbean as the last ride of the day. And me and Taryn actually have a fun story about this where we watched Happily Ever After, and we had 2 minutes. We had like 2 minutes or something to book it over to Pirates and write it before they were going to shut the line down. And we made it. And I'm pretty sure we had a whole thing, a whole boat to ourselves. And yeah, that was the last ride I rode for my trip. And Taryn was there. And it was just a funny story of us just speed walking, speed walking. Sorry, sorry. We're not running. We were speed walking to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, because they delayed. See, so here's what happened. It was we were gonna watch Happily Ever After, and then they delayed the show because it was gonna rain and everything, which obviously safety is important. So I get that, and we would have had enough time had Happily Ever After started at the time. I think it was supposed to start at like 9 o'clock, and we just waited there. And a little side note, there was this weird, I don't know if you remember this, Kenzi, there's that like weird like lights in the sky.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was like a perfect line of weird lights, and we had no idea what they were because they were not planes.
No.
And I mean, I guess we decided like it was probably drones, but like we didn't see them the rest of the night. So it was
Yeah,
weird.
just like
We only saw
straight
them that
blue
one
lines.
time.
It was like Chicken Little, like alien style. Like it was weird.
Yeah, and like the people around us saw it too, so we weren't crazy, hopefully. Um, but yeah, that was a cool night because it also was like it had rained for a little bit, and there was like a cool like fog, and it was like a weird light in the sky. I don't know, like when sometimes after it rains, it has like that glow aura to it. It was a really nice night actually. Once we did get the fireworks, I was so scared we weren't going to, but we eventually got to. So speaking of fireworks, we're gonna watch them. I usually try to avoid this because of Liz can attest to this. Exit crowd is very anxiety inducing. But I I I think the perfect day would just have to have fireworks. Like you just have to have that nighttime show. It just really gives you that just overwhelming nostalgic feeling of Disney and being in Disney World, especially. It gets me very emotional. I usually cry every single time, every fireworks show. It doesn't matter when it is, I will be crying, and in a good way, though. So that's why it is on my perfect day list.
Attest to this. She did cry.
As a cast member who did the firework crowd control, I the exit strategy is not fun. Um, but a pro tip, we do open up the backstage area over by the Plaza ice cream um, shop. And so if you are watching the fireworks and you don't care much for the projections, there's actually pretty good places to see the fireworks from back there. So if you're standing in one of those firework viewing spots, then you have a pretty straight shot out of the park and you don't have to really deal with all of the other crowds. And that's only if you don't care about the projections. With Happily Ever After, I care about the projections because I think they're really cool. But if you're the type of person who's seen it once and you don't need the projections the entire time, I would definitely suggest that backstage area over that's right off of the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor.
Yeah, once we watch fireworks, it's time to head home. I guess we have to take the bus. Or we could Uber. I don't know. This is the perfect day after all. But we do love Disney transportation. So actually, we are going to take the bus. Um, sorry. Clearly, you guys can see my indecisiveness in action. And then we're going to go to the resort. We're going to go back to the resort and we're going to watch some Disney cartoons. We're going to have a chill night. And that basically the end to my perfect day is ending it in the hotel watching some cartoons.
Kenzie, would you be ending in the same resort or would you go to a different resort to wake up to the next day? Because technically, the payment is on the night and it would still be your birthday.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Well, then in that case, we're gonna go to Animal Kingdom Lodge
That,
because,
yeah,
duh,
duh.
duh. Maybe we could even get zebra domes then when I get back because those are my favorite snack. So that would be literally the perfect day if I had zebra domes. That's all I need, really.
We could have not recorded this whole episode and you would have just said, I'm going to go to Animal Kingdom Lodge and get zebra domes. The end. Is what
Yeah,
you're telling me.
that could have saved a lot of time, actually. I probably should have done that.
Alrighty, everyone. I want to thank all of my co hosts for recording this episode with me. And Kenzie, thank you for sharing your perfect Disney day with us. And I want to thank everyone out there for listening. With that said, that is all for this episode, my friends. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Kingdom Keepers Pod to stay up to date on announcements and future episodes. And to participate in our episodes, you can comment on our social media and send us emails to kingdomkeeperspod@gmail.com. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.